You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Do not adjust your screens. You do see him. It's the one and only VP Shane in the building. What's going on, brother?
It's good to be back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Big shout out to Vlogger being here in a minute. Big shout out to Ty Finney. Ty Finney can't make it in tonight. But he did reach out to me earlier. Big shout out to Ty Finney doing big things. Vlogger being here in a minute. But just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, Shane was actually in Vegas for just monumental fight
Facts.
with Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. So I feel like it's only right to give Shane the floor and just let him just give his experience just being out there in Vegas.
Bro, honestly, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't know where to start because obviously, naturally, the best place to start is with the fight. So, like, in terms of the fight itself, and we're gonna get into the technicals, but in terms of just as a fan, it's definitely a memorable experience being in Vegas itself. But for a fight like that, you got like whatever you guys felt at home times that by 10. And the reason how I know that is because I've been at home and watched fights and felt enthusiastic. The level of enthusiasm I felt for Errol Spence Crawford in the arena is unmatched. I've never felt anything similar. I've never felt anything near that.
Yeah, and that's and people got to understand. Shane has been to a lot of fights, a lot of venues. He's been media in a lot of different situations. So to hear that is crazy. Like you could feel it through the screen, though. Like you could feel it through the screen.
100%. Like, again, I wasn't even media for this fight. So that's what makes it even worse. Because when you're media, like you always have an eye on doing your job as well.
Correct.
And I'm a person who, when I am doing media, I genuinely like to, I don't want to say I come with a certain reputation because I don't have a big name, but I feel like I've given myself a reputation. So the work that I have to produce when I'm there, it has to be of a certain standard. But I was just there as a fan. And I just remember going into the fight thinking, I'm not going to let, no matter what the result is, I'm not going to let that affect me as a fan. I'm going to go in there with the mindset of, I'm going to consume this fight and just really absorb the energy. And it was, it was just an amazing night.
Man, and it looked like I'm watching Instagram and there's some other guys that I'm cool with that was there, and it just seemed like a big ass party, man. Like everybody was just there, just taking pictures. Like it just seemed like it was just a crazy event, bro.
Definitely, especially in build up, you know. The funniest thing is, bro, it's one of those ones where it's the first time I've been at a fight where if you supported Crawford and if you supported Spence, it was obvious. Like you would openly say, "I support Crawford, I support Spence."
Right.
But even the Spence fans and even the Crawford fans respected the other person. Like I've been places where I think I want this person to win, and they're like, "Hell no, that's never gonna happen." I didn't get that. Like everybody understood how 50-50 the fight was.
Did the crowd feel like it was a 50-50 crowd?
It more leaning towards Spence. But you had a few people like myself who were just straight neutral.
Right.
So the neutral fans as well, like you had people in there cheering for both. So that helped the energy as well. That helped the atmosphere.
Now let's get down to the damn fight, bro. I know how I felt watching it on TV as it was happening. Like, take us through how you were feeling in the second round, bro. When the knockdown happened.
it's funny because like the first round, most people genuinely gave it to Spence because of his overwhelming pressure. But I
Mhm.
felt we all understood what Crawford was doing. You know, it
Right.
was one of those rounds where Crawford, you could watch that fight and say Crawford lost that, but you know what he was trying to do.
Correct.
So nobody really came out better off or worse off after the first round. When the second round started, again, it seemed very 50-50, seemed very similar. I thought Terence Crawford was much more active in that round. But after the knockdown, I think that's what was the most shocking for me because I felt like we've always said Errol Spence got a good chin. We never seen Errol Spence down.
Right.
So we always thought if Crawford was going to win, it was going to be more of a war of attrition. You know, he's
Correct.
going to have to go through a few tough phases before he was able to, like, you know, he wasn't able to just drop Porter. You know, he went through a phase before he dropped Porter. You
Right.
know, it, and we expected the same thing. But what was apparent immediately was that Errol Spence timing, Crawford figured that out early. And I've said this multiple times to people. Go, and I didn't say it on this platform. I said going into the
Mhm.
fight, it's like two mathematicians. You got certain mathematicians who, if you tell them any math equation, 9 times out of 10, 90 times out of 100, they're gonna give you the right answer. They're not gonna need no paper. They're not gonna need no pad, no pen. All in their head, they got it. Then you
Right.
got other mathematicians who are 100 times out of 100, they're going to give you the right answer. But they need that time, space, and that extra paperwork to show their workings out and to figure it out. Crawford is
Right.
that latter. If you
Right.
give Crawford the time and the space and the ability to figure you out and show his workings out,
Right.
you've lost. And normally it takes Crawford about 2-3 rounds to figure out your timing. He
Right.
figured out Crawford, he figured out Spence's timing in the first round.
Mhm.
And from that point, if Crawford figures out your time, and I don't care what fighter you are, it's only
Right.
about self-preservation. You ain't winning the fight no more. Either you have to make an adjustment or it's an uphill battle. And you're just the shots are gonna be raining, and 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get hit. Because that's how
Yeah.
good of a technician he is.
Yeah. I
Errol Spence just didn't have the ability to make that adjustment.
I were you shocked how quick Crawford picked up on Spence? Were you
In
surprised how quick it
hindsight,
was?
no. In hindsight, no. But at the time, I was. But in hindsight, we look back at it and we think, why should we be shocked? Errol Spence throws punches at the same speed.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we know about Errol Spence is, for as good as he is with his jab, it's all textbook. It's all textbook. Everything he doesn't throw anything outside of his remit. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is straight down the line. Like it's all straight down the line. So it ain't it wasn't much for Crawford to figure out. Like once he figured out what the distance Errol Spence was throwing from and the speed he was throwing it at, there is nothing Errol Spence does different. Think about it. What does Errol Spence do amazing? His understanding of distance and his very, very strong jab. Once I know what range you're throwing the jab at and the speed you're throwing the jab, I can counter you every time. Once I take away your jab, and again, this is one thing I said going into the fight. Errol Spence is going to start southpaw. Crawford has to start southpaw. Errol Spence ain't used to fight playing the battle of the footwork. Crawford is. Also, Terence Crawford's right-handed. So your jab versus my strong right hand. So if I get your timing and I get your range, if you miss, I'm countering you. But I'm countering you with my power shot. I'm not countering you with my parry left jab. I'm countering you with my power right hand. And that's what
Right.
we saw. That's what we saw.
Yeah. Big shout out to Adrian, man. He said, "Sup, fellas? Big shout out to you, bro. Salute to you." This guy here asking for a link. Check your joint, bro. I sent it to you. Check your joint. Check your joint. Um, big shout out to vlog though. Um, yeah, I'm watching the fight, bro, and like the transition from round one to round two was crazy.
What
I'm
do you mean?
watching, so I watched round one, and I'm like, going into round two, I'm like, let me see what Bud
Okay,
does in this round to kind of set the
okay,
table a little bit.
listen.
I just wasn't expecting for him to identify and then turn up that quick, because he may figure a guy out after the first round, but he still might set a couple of traps, things like that, and then he'll just explode. Like, you even take an older fight like a Delorme fight. I think he had Delorme figured out, but he really ain't started turning up till like round three, round four. So the fact that he turned up on Spence so quick, that's what actually surprised me. But I like what you said though. I like what you said though in terms of Spence being textbook. Everything with Spence is the same speed, it's the same angle. And I don't know if you remember, I think we had a conversation before the fight. I said if Spence is going to win this fight, he's going to have to do something he's never done before offensively, and that's to set his offense off with something outside of the jab.
Outside of the jab. Now he would have got away with it if Crawford started orthodox
Correct. Correct.
because his natural foot placement against orthodox fighters is amazing. But you gotta
Right.
understand when you're orthodox southpaw, your aim is to get your lead right foot outside of the opponent's lead left foot.
Right.
Now, when you're both leading right foot, that step to your right normally is the right step. Now you're actually walking
Right.
into you're walking into
Correct.
the rain of fire.
Correct.
So it's for Errol to make the adjustment, not Crawford, because Crawford naturally switches. Crawford naturally plays that battle of the footwork.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence don't normally play that game.
Right.
Crawford is used to being southpaw and jabbing other fighters orthodox versus orthodox. Kell Brook, he started that fight orthodox, and Kell Brook was orthodox. What people don't understand is people say, oh, he was better in southpaw than orthodox. What people don't understand is 9 times people are making that assessment because it's his orthodox stance against another person who's naturally orthodox. So
Right.
you're always gonna be better than me in a stance that I is my second best. When it's my first best and I'm naturally southpaw and I'm versing someone who's naturally southpaw, however, they're used to fighting orthodox fighters, they're
Right.
not used to figuring out where to place their feet because we're not dealing with opposites now. We're dealing with same for same. Your lead foot is not in line with my lead foot anymore. Go and put up any southpaw versus any orthodox. A southpaw is always trying to get their right foot on the outside of the left foot every time. But if you do that against another southpaw, you're always in the ring of fire every time. And it's for Errol Spence to make that adjustment.
And the thing that Bud did that I wasn't expecting, bro, and now I look back on it and I'm like, it was a genius move. Um, he actually he it's two ways you can take away somebody's jab, right? Actually, three. One of them is you can try to time it, counter them over the top. That's number one. Number two, you can try to paw with the opponent's jab with your own jab, like just try to disrupt it before it get to you. And the third thing you can do is try to out jab the jabber, like jab with them. Like Bud actually stood there. He stood there and threw his own heavy jab along with Spence. And Shane, we say this all the time. Like when you dealing with a killer, your main objective inside the ring is to make that killer think before he walked through that front door.
Facts,
And he
facts, admission
established
fee.
that, yeah,
The
he is
admission
that
fee.
that admission fee. He stamped that shit
The,
early.
the the it's different. It's funny because he done what I. It's funny because in the Fulton and Inoue fight, I said Fulton has to be first and last.
Mm-hmm.
In the Spence and Crawford fight, Crawford couldn't afford to be first.
Right, right,
He
right.
couldn't afford to be first. He had
Mm-hmm.
to be last. He
Mm-hmm.
couldn't afford to be first. Because what you gotta understand is Errol Spence is so front foot heavy, so
Yes.
jab heavy, that you
Mm-hmm.
can afford to pull his jabs in every time. You just need
Agreed.
to find when that jab starts and when that jab ends. Once you find that, you're gonna be home cooking all day because
Mm-hmm.
everything Errol Spence throws is off the jab. So once you know where the jab starts or where the jab ends, you know when to throw your shots in between. And if you catch it, he was catching Errol Spence in between all night.
Yeah, yeah. Vlog. It says device is not connected. I don't know. I sent it to your McLaren joint on the gram. I sent it there, and it's also in the chat. So either one of them, bro, and you should be able to get in. However your normal way of you getting in, just do that. Um, yeah, bro. I was just like it. You think Spence ever got his legs back after the second round knockdown? Because it looked like his legs were gone to me.
Is I think he did because if you look
Okay.
at the third round, he really ran out and dominated center ring. He came out and he threw, and I think that was a mistake as well because he thought he had to go out there and throw caution to the wind after being dropped just to reestablish dominance. I feel like the reason why his foot work looked so poor though was because he genuinely didn't know where to place his feet. Like he genuinely did not know where to place his feet. And I'm gonna say this on camera. And I'm a big fan of Derek James when I say this. But Derek James's corner instructions and preparation for the fight looked horrible. I have to call it as I see it. I have to call it as I see it.
What
I,
what what about it you didn't like?
for me, it did for one look like Errol Spence didn't expect Crawford to be in Southpaw. That was the first thing. That was the first thing I established. And the second thing I established was even when Crawford was in Southpaw, forget the first round because that was that.
Was
If
what
you
it
watch
was.
if you watch that second round again, for me, fights obviously Crawford is it's gonna be ebbs and flows. It's gonna be ebbs and flows. But if you ask anyone, what shot do you have to worry about when Crawford's in Southpaw? It's that slapping right hand, because that's his strong hand, and that's the hand that's closest to your face. That
Mm-hmm.
right hand is the closest to your face, and it's the only shot that's going to come outside of your peripheral. When Errol Spence throws so much straight shots, when you move your hand from your face, the shot that's going to hurt you is the shot that comes from outside of your vision. Crawford is in that stance. So for me, the reason why I say it didn't look like he expected that is because if I was in the corner with Errol Spence, the first advice I would have given him after that was, okay, Errol Spence, instead of taking that step that you normally take against the southpaw, what I want you to do is instead of taking that step to your immediate right, where you're in the line of that overhand right or that right hand, because if I slap that shot from out here, every time you take a step to your right, you're moving into my hand. So there's no point in you doing that. You're doing the work for me. What I would
Right.
have done was you gotta you gotta continue pumping it. So you're allowing the dude to time you because you're throwing a single one power jab. If he's counting you with the overhand right, you gotta change the pace of that initial jab. So if you throw the first one parry and the second one strong, when he tries to counter the first one, he's got a power jab in his face. It didn't seem like at no stage that was the plan. He would throw one power jab and then another power jab behind it. If I throw a quick jab and then throw a power jab behind it, when you try to counter me, by the time you open up to throw that shot, that left hand's still in your face, or that right hand's still in your face. It would have still been there. He didn't do that at no stage.
And it's crazy because we say this all the time, Shane. When you're asking somebody to do something for the first time against somebody elite, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to end well.
Of course,
So with Spence, he's so used to throwing power jabs, and it's repetitive in terms of speed and purpose.
of
So
course,
he doesn't throw a jab with the intent of that jab being a setup for something else.
Of
That's
course.
the base of his offense. And Crawford came in and said, "You know what? I'm gonna see your jab and I'm gonna match you with mine." And this is how I know Crawford's jab was really, really good. Even if he didn't get the knockdowns, Spence was reaching for that jab to the body. Like he was reaching for it. Can't trade body shots for head shots. And he
Nope.
was reaching from such a far distance. Crawford really didn't even have to do much to get the counter shot off.
Nope. But
He didn't have
but
to do much at
again,
all.
again, it comes down to when you throw the jab at a certain speed. When you throw a power jab, you go anyone go to a gym and do it. You throw a power jab right now. Throw 5 power jabs in a row. I guarantee you they're gonna get progressively slower. They ain't gonna get progressively faster.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was easy for me to counter your first power jab, it's gonna get even easier to counter it because they're gonna get progressively slower. So for
Right.
me, the immediate adjustment I would have made was I need to stop throwing this power jab because he's countering me every single time. It is
Mm-hmm.
very, very difficult to vary the speed of a power jab. It's very difficult to vary the speed of a power jab. An example of that is when Klitschko versus Fury. When Klitschko tried to trade the power jab for the flick jab, my jab's faster than you.
Right.
I'm I'm gonna reload faster than you. So it's like this, and I'm glad Blunt's here. I'm glad Blunt's here because I'm gonna use a street terminology. If we're both all on the block and you're selling dope for $50 a pop, and I'm selling that same product for $30, I'm making more money than you because my reload is coming faster than yours. So before you sell two, I've sold five. So by the time you've thrown two, I've thrown five because my recoil is faster than yours, and that was the problem. And it's only going to get progressively slower as you continuously throw power jabs. It ain't gonna get faster.
Nah, nah, not at all, man. Got my guy up in here, man. Boxing first vlog. What's going on, good brother?
Oh man, glad to be back with the treacherous trio.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, bro? I ain't spoken to you in a minute. Bro, you
Oh
live
man,
so far from Vegas.
yeah, I didn't realize it was that far. I thought, I mean, if you riding the way I ride, it's 4 hours. You know what I mean? But if you
Yeah,
driving coastal and coasting, like probably about 5.5. But it was
yeah,
good that you came out. You know, you was right around the corner, so I know I can touch you. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
But where
yo,
we
it's
at with the convo?
just Spence Crawford. I'm gonna say this and then vlog. I'm gonna let you rap. Um, the thing that's crazy about what Crawford was able to accomplish is that he had control of Spence's eyes. Like he had total control of Spence's eyes. Like he was able to move Spence where he wanted him. And I think that was probably the biggest thing that I took from the fight. Like, even if he gave him a little feint, Spence moved. Like they got on the inside. Crawford wasn't clinching, he was moving him off. You know what I'm saying? He was moving him off the spot. And Spence wasn't really showing any resistance.
Facts.
With the jab, he got his attention. That jab to the body, he got his attention. He
What do
controlled
you
his
think of
eyes the
this,
whole
Chef?
fight, bro.
What do you think of this, Chef? And before you go to Blunt, you brought up fainting. You know what's so? This is how I knew Crawford had Errol Spence timing. Every time Errol Spence fainted, people say Errol Spence didn't faint. No, Errol Spence did faint. It's just that Crawford didn't respond to the
Crawford
trigger.
didn't move.
He didn't move.
Didn't move.
And that's how I knew he had his timing because he was allowing Spence to throw because he knew his timing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, he looked confused. Like he looked confused. So usually when Spence throw a feint, like he gets his guy to move. Like he gets him to move. You could literally see Spence looking like, why is he not doing what I want him to do? Like, and he just looked lost. He looked lost at a lot of times in the fight. But it comes down to that time, and Terrence Crawford is one of the best to ever do it in terms of timing.
I said that ringside. I
Yeah,
said
like
that ringside.
timing his opponent. He's one of the best to ever do it, man. Whether you a Crawford fan or not, you have to admit that at the end of the day. But Vlog, get on in here, bro. Like, what you think of the fight, and just, I mean, rap with us.
I mean, I thought it was anticlimactic. All in all, I thought the card was non-supportive of a historical event. I mean, definitely for PBC to have the names that they have, they could have put a better card together. I mean, it seems like it did good numbers, so I'm proud of that for the brothers. But in general, bro, I mean, just overall, I just thought it was just non-climactic because we didn't get a back and forth. We got a one-sided clinic put on by Bud, and that's still good because if you got it, and you're supposed to show your opponent, show the fans that you got it, and he did that. So in that realm, I thought it was a great night. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, the fight got stolen or, it was some hanky-panky going on. It was a good, clean knockout, good, clean beatdown. And to that, I'm thumbs up all the way around. But in general, bro, you know what I mean? I thought the Garcia fight stopped a bit early. So, I'm in your ballpark with the rest with these early stoppages. I'm kind of hit and miss. I'll be against you sometimes, but in this one, I'm definitely on your side of the block with it. Early stoppage didn't help the card, the drama of the card, the build up. You know what I mean? That's another short fight.
Blunt, yeah. What did you think of Derek James as a coach for this fight? And I don't want to be just.
Oh my God, bro. It was a letdown. It was, you didn't show us what you had. You know what I mean? Like, this was the opportunity to really step outside just your fighters and be Derek James. You know what I mean? And then the fans really get to see your expertise through your fighter. You know what I mean? Instead of kind of congratulating you along with the fighter, you're able to show. When he didn't in this fight, he did with the second Castano fight with Charlo. I thought his training showed up in that fight. It didn't show up in this fight. I didn't even hear him in the corner being very boisterous, getting on his fighter. Because sometimes you can motivate your fighter by being honest with him. And I didn't get that. Not that he's a rah-rah type of guy, but I'm sure something had to frustrate you throughout that bout with, your number one fighter and him getting slapped around, getting out muscled. I didn't hear him call for a tie-up. I didn't hear him say push off. None of the OG sort of tactics that you teach your fighters. Go ahead, talk to me.
Now, I was going to say, you know why I agree with you and I'm disappointed? Because both after the fight, Errol Spence and Derek James both said the same thing went wrong, which was their timing was off. Now, for me, this is just me being me. If I understand that my fighter's timing is off, after the first knockdown, there is no way on earth I'm sending Errol Spence out the third round with the mindset that he had in the third round. This boy just went out like a bull in a china shop. Bro, if the dude's already got your timing, I'm not giving you more ammunition to hit me. You're gonna have to find me. By the time Errol Spence decided to use that game plan, Terence Crawford had already upped the levels, and Errol Spence is already been beaten up. I'm not saying Errol Spence should have run at that time, but for me, I wouldn't have done half of Terence Crawford's job for you. This dude counted you all day.
That goes back to what G5 says all the time. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Now, when have we seen Spence box off the jab, slide, kind of back step or something like that?
I wouldn't even want you to slide. Just don't lead. Just don't lead, bro. Literally don't lead.
I kind of get that, but then you're still a sitting duck. Because if you're not leading the dance, then you're going to be controlled and reacting to whatever he does, which could have made it a quicker final conclusion. You understand?
Did you guys see the 8th round?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why the reason why I disagree with that, I'll say, because you guys don't remember. Go watch the 8th round. Terence Crawford dropped Spence twice in the 7th round. 8th round, everybody thought it was over. You know why the fight didn't? The 8th round was the only round Errol Spence didn't receive a sustained beating. Do you want to know why? Because he kept his hands in his pockets. Terence Crawford had to figure a way to unlock him. He got the knockout because in the 9th round.
I agree with that, but can you do that for 8 rounds? You can't.
No, I wouldn't even say to do that for 8 rounds. But the dude got your timing. So you can't allow, after he's just dropped you in the 2nd round, you can't be a bull in a China store and just go out there throwing, because he's already got your timing. So the more you throw, the more he's gonna counter you, because he's already known where you throw your shots and how to counter you. So it's like Blunt, every time you come to my block, I'm robbing you. I'm always robbing you. Every time you come on my block, I'm robbing you. You're gonna find another way around the street. You're gonna find whether you're gonna take the up street, back street. You're gonna make sure you avoid my street. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you don't counter me. Now, if you beat me off you starting the exchange, then cool, you're better than me. But what proved it to me was when Errol Spence put his hands in his pocket in that 8th round, Terence Crawford didn't get no knockdowns on. He didn't even hurt him in that round because Errol Spence kept his hands in his pockets. Now, he probably would have still lost. But for me, it would have given you a bit more time to figure things out. Just sending him out there to go out there and attack, you just basically a lamb to the slaughter.
Let me ask both of y'all this question real quick. Let me ask both.
What do you say, Blood?
I couldn't argue with that, bro. When if you're persisting on staying with what got you to the dance, that's kind of a detriment to to you being successful in this particular fight. That might have worked in other fights. It definitely wasn't working in this fight. So having 1 and 2 options or 2 styles to kind of gauge with, they didn't. They had the one style. Once that was over, I didn't hear anything else. I didn't hear a plan B, plan C, or try this. Like, you know what I mean? To me, let me real quick before you ask your question, Jeff. What about staying close? If your timing is off and you can't, seem to gauge and find this dude at this certain distance, what about just staying close and not allowing yourself to be mauled that way? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's a simple training switch. Every fighter knows how to get close. That's not rocket science. So,
let me get at that real quick. Generally speaking, I would agree with that 100%. The problem with that with Spence is that all the shots he was getting caught with was short shots. He was getting caught with a lot of short shots. So even if let's run the scenario, let's just say he does play it super close. Let's say he's right in Terence Crawford's chest. Terence Crawford's ability to adjust his angles on his shots still puts him in a lot of danger. So even with that, I think he would have been a little better off, but he still would have had a lot of difficulty. That's an interesting point. Where would Spence have been? Now you got me asking the question I wasn't getting ready to ask, but I'm gonna ask it. Like, where was Spence? Where's Spence's safest point?
All the way out.
Fight?
All the way out.
All the way out.
All the way out.
Vlog, you agree with that?
I think
him being all the way on the outside was the best distance for him, the safest distance.
All the way out.
All the way out.
But all the way out doesn't give him an offensive opportunity. So all the way out.
Yeah, but bro, when the shots are firing, sometimes it ain't about offense, bro.
I understand. He was in a position where he didn't have to win. He just didn't have to lose because he is coming in as a unified champ.
Or you live to fight another round until a later round, because
I get you.
Certain fighters, like, I'm not going to lie, if you make this a fight of attrition, most of us are going to lean towards Spence originally, because even though Errol Spence got knocked down 3 times and he got knocked out, the dude was still throwing punches. So the dude's got a gas tank like a hell of a dude, and he's got a chin. Let's make this a war of attrition. So if you really want to fight this style, okay, we'll fight this style. But guess what? We're fighting this style in round 10, 9, and 11, and 12. And we'll see who comes out better. I'm not fighting this style while you're still fresh and faster than me. We're going to fight this later down the line. And let's see who comes out better.
Yo, I let me get this question off, and then I'm gonna get in the comments. Show, um, with Earl Spence, just period throughout his career, do you guys think he's ever walked into the ring with a plan B?
Never. Never.
Vlog.
Never, but that's not on Earl. As we started off this section of the convo about the trainer, that's on your trainer to have a plan B, even if he hasn't shared it with you, but he's conscious of, I know this is something he can do. I just got to kick it in round 3, round 4, whatever, part of the fight that he needs to switch something up for Earl or have something switched up for Earl. But it didn't seem like he even had that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, try this. It didn't work. He never tried anything different, not to say that it would have worked.
Facts. Sometimes, though, you know what that's because of? When you're so dominant at a certain style, you never think you need a plan B.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad both of y'all made this statement, and these are two completely different fighters, this comparison, but I can't find a better name. Remember when Roy was kind of just at the beginning, so we talking after John Ruiz. He was so used to just being Roy, just everything super athletic. You're not more athletic than me. You're not faster than me. Because I don't think Roy ever went into a fight with an actual plan B. And when you deal with a guy that has such a dominant plan A, once you go in there with a guy that's like, you're not beating me with the plan A tonight, it's real interesting to see how hard those guys fall. Like they really fall.
I'll give you a name, Jeff. I give you a name, Jeff.
Go ahead, bro.
It's like if someone was to outbox Bivol, it's over because he's got nothing else.
Right. And I do another one, Prince Nassim.
Yeah.
That's just and we're not talking, and for the people that's listening, we're not talking styles. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, well, Roy don't fight like Spence, Prince Nassim don't fight like Spence. We're talking about guys with dominant
styles,
plan A styles,
dominant
plan A styles, and you're asking them to tap into their plan B. And a Vlog, you'll appreciate this, bro. You'll appreciate this one. Prince Nassim, every time he was asked to tap into a plan B, lost. Like Barrera killed him.
Oh yeah.
He like even in the Kevin Kelly fight. You know what I mean? Like even in the Kevin Kelly fight, like
he beat Kelly though.
Yeah, he beat Kelly, but the thing is, like, he only beat Kelly because it was just a battle of attrition. He never had to tap into a plan B. Whenever he was asked to tap into a plan B, like it was a wrap. Like it was a wrap. And I feel like that's what Spence went through Saturday. Like he had such a dominant plan A. He never walked in the ring like, damn, I might have to switch this up. Damn, I might have to switch that up. And I thought that was the difference in the fight, bro.
But why? Like, why would you go into a fight and not have a plan B? That's what I don't understand. In a fight of this magnitude, because I really wonder, because some people say they don't watch tape. I'm telling you,
watch tape.
No, people. There's coaches that say they don't watch tape. But if you would have told me, I would have, bro. I don't think Derek James watched tape, or they're just so arrogant that they believe that no matter what Terence Crawford done, it wasn't good enough to get Errol Spence off his perch. But I don't, because
Can I
say
something that I know? I'm gonna tell you what I noticed from round 1. I noticed that they underestimated Bud's power. I noticed that I don't think they considered him to hit that hard to where as though they had to stay, get off the train and get on another route. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stay on the train, stay focused on what, you do well, and we're going to, eventually get ahead. But because Bud hit as hard as he did, it kind of, kind of slowed down their train. Like, you know what I mean? I saw it out looking like they both of them, him and the trainer just seemed to be shocked. Like, damn, he hit that hard. Like, you could see through, because we've seen Spence hit. You know what I mean? Garcia got him a couple times. Ugas got him. You know what I mean? Some big shots, and he just seemed to walk through them. He wasn't walking through Bud's big shots. And I think that that's something that changed. Man,
Your joint cutting in and out just a smidge.
Y'all with me?
Bro.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm trying to get inside, bro.
No, it's cool.
I'm inside.
Okay. Let me get in the comments real quick. Big shout out to Ty Finney, man. He said salute to the team. Couldn't make it.
I'm going
to work very early.
In the shit.
What do you got? He said, what do you guys think of Chris Eubank hiring Bomac as a trainer?
I don't want to hear that. Okay, go ahead, bro. Y'all keep chopping.
All right. He said, what do you guys think of Chris Eubank hiring Bomac as a trainer? Also, does anyone want to see? Okay.
Pointless. I think it's a pointless. Hire.
Yeah.
Pointless hire.
He said, also, does anyone want to see Bud versus Tim next, or only Mel at 154?
I don't think there's much for Crawford to gain. You don't go from fighting Errol Spence to fighting Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, Ty Finney, big shout out to you, bro. Yeah,
can I speak on that? Can I speak on that?
Go ahead, bro. Go
ahead. Real quick on the Tim Tszyu situation, I think WBO, and they saw some numbers from the Haney Kambosos situation that had to look good. And if he has a legitimate title, it's going to draw whoever's another champion down there to get a unified sort of thing. And it had to be for the numbers to look good, because if he comes over here, it's not going to be box office. But if a fighter goes down there, such as a Haney type, it could do decent numbers. You understand what I'm saying? That's a whole country compared to regions that we have here for fighters.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bud ain't going over there. Like that's the thing. Like, who would go over there?
No, but we don't know that. Bud is not somebody that's just cashing out like that. If he can back to back 2-3 good fights from the Spence level and keep staying at that level or advancing up, it's about the pockets for him right now. He's already solidified as a boxer. Well, you disagree with that?
I don't disagree with it, but I don't think it makes sense for Bud to go to another person's country and he's the A side in the situation. That part.
Haney was the A side against Kambosos.
No, he wasn't.
Haney is not the A side on the boxing. We're boxing heads, so we're not talking about, but as far as who has more belts and who has a bigger support from a promotion. We talking about from a boxing head. Haney's the A side.
Yeah, but boxing heads, we don't have a say when the contract signed. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't got a say when it comes down to that.
And now you think being A side, B side really is going to matter to Bud at this point in his career?
Yes,
and it's about the money.
But the truth is, I actually feel like, firstly, I don't know what the WBO is doing. They're tripping. They
bugging, bro. They are bugging. We'll get to that in a second. Go ahead.
The reason why I say Bud's situation is slightly different is because I actually don't think Bud needs to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't think the financial return, and I think the financial return will be very, very good. But I also feel like it's also, Terence Crawford has cemented his legacy, but he's wanted that Jamel Charlo fight. You know, he's what like emotionally
But
he's psyched himself
at
up
this
for
point,
Spence.
and let's be serious. At this point, with this dude going 2 pounds, two weights up, is that really a fight that's going to be, let's say, eager in 2 years? That's a minimum 2 years before we see that fight. Is it
It
really
won't
going
be
to be
two
on the
years.
radar at that point?
It won't be two
These
years
dudes are
because if Charlo lose to Canelo, he's next. I
Yeah,
can
he
see
next up.
Charlo fighting because Charlo ain't going middleweight, bro. Middleweight's colder than ice. There's no one at middleweight to
middleweight.
even fight.
Middleweight still got names, and middleweight can be cooked up
What
real
name?
fast and
Who?
real
What
easy.
name?
They still
Who?
got Laura. They got Adamas in there right now. They got the IBO boy. I just posted about him. We got another Tagu cracking over there.
I hear what you're
Italian,
saying.
bro.
But I hear what you're saying. But if Canelo, if I'm Jamel Charlo and I just made tens of millions fighting Canelo, I want tens of millions fighting Crawford. Let's keep it real. I'm not gonna go from getting
I,
tens of millions against
but
Canelo
is
to
that
getting
tens of
10.
millions? Is that tens of millions with no real supremacy on the line because he's going to be stripped? That's
Of
Yeah, but
already
one
in
only
belt,
one
there.
belt though.
of
It's only
one
one
belt,
belt though,
of
vlog.
one
Only
belt.
one belt.
Yeah, but then again, is that still not a situation that forces him to continue to make history to go to Australia, like I said the first time?
Maybe if Terence Crawford beats Charlo, then he will
Because
go over to
He'll beat him,
Australia.
man. He'll beat
hold
him.
up, if you look at it, it's still the same scenario that got him to this undisputed. I'm the WBO champ. I need to see whoever, you know what I'm saying, has got the straps at the time, the rest of the straps at the time.
I would prefer if you done it the other way around, but I see your argument.
Hold on, let me get my guy in here, man. Tristan Tree James is in the building. What is going on, good brother?
Yes, sir. Let's listening to the listening to y'all cast, man. You know I got to
What's
chime in there,
going on?
especially on you, vlog. I hear you over here, bro.
Hey
Man, I'm
Yeah,
just
man,
y'all
trying to spit
killing me.
that 1-2, man. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
spit the 1-2.
man.
yo,
I tried to tell y'all, man. Bud is something different, man. He's a one of a kind fighter, bro. Y'all better stay tuned. And when he goes to 154, he's gonna clear out the whole division. Watch, just watch.
Tree,
Can,
can you real quick, Tree? Can you tell people that don't know just your affiliation with Bud and that whole camp?
Well, like maybe like a few years back, there was a post on Facebook stating that Steven Nelson, and that's Bud, you know, Bud's homeboy, one of his best friends. He's the one that
He
opened.
fought
I
on a
think he
card
was
as
on the
well.
undercard. Yeah, he was on the undercard. He stated that he needed some sparring, so they took me up there, pretty much a tester. Went down there, sparred him 2 rounds, was kind of shaky, but then when my coach at the time told me to stop being starstruck, that was it. I opened up. Started working, and then they invited me to the camp. Went down to the camp for 2 weeks, and I've been knowing them since then. I go down there right now and go spar or do whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how cool they is with me.
Yeah. So like seeing Bud just in the gym as much as you have, like how I'm pretty sure you've seen him spar and things like that. Like basically, like when he spars, like does he spar really hard, or is he working on situational things? Like just based off of what you've seen.
He working on his craft. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, if they turn it up, he gonna turn up on him. You know what I'm saying? But he's really just working on his craft. That's why you see the main thing y'all was speaking on is that he figured out Spence's timing in the first round, and he did. And Shane, you was right too. He was confused. He didn't know what to do. Him and the coach, they was confused because his timing was took. It was gone.
I was more disappointed with Derrick James.
Facts.
I was really disappointed in Derrick James, man, and it's like now I think about it, and people not gonna like what I'm getting ready to say, but at one point Derrick James was considered the best trainer in the sport.
Never
I
by me,
He
remember.
by
just
the way.
got the
Hold
he
on
just
now.
got
Never
the
Hold
by
up.
me.
Hold up.
fam,
Hold
he just
up.
got the
Hold
whole
up.
trophy. He
Hold
just
up.
got the award for that bullshit.
Tree. Hold on. Hold on. Shane, I was about to give you some flowers, and you went and threw some soil up. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Shane said at that time, he said, I don't know if Derrick James can teach anything other than the style that he teaches. And I remember Shane got ripped. Shane got ripped. So I gotta give Shane his flowers on this one because in this fight, Derrick James was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I'm a cap this off too. Even when Mel went back and got the Castano fight in the rematch, that had nothing to do with Derrick James.
Derrick James wasn't even in the camp.
Like that had nothing to do with Derrick James. All that happened was Mel kept his back off the ropes. That's it.
But Derrick James wasn't even in that camp. For those who don't know, because Derrick James was training Errol Spence. It was that what's that guy's name? I'll remember his name later. I remember his name. He was training him. The same person who's training Jamel right now.
Yes.
What's his name?
But even when Derrick James is not in the camp, you know he's implementing, like he's still at the top of the food chain.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why Shane said what he said back then, and that had to have been at least probably about 6 months.
Because there's no style that's one size fits all, unless you're Deontay Wilder, who just hits so hard you're gonna knock everything out. But even that finds a Tyson Fury. No one size fits all. And I didn't. People say, "Oh, Errol Spence looks so amateurish against Crawford, or he looks so poor." And obviously, it's because of how great Terence Crawford is. And then some people say, and I want to make this clear: even if there was elite coaching, Errol Spence he would have definitely still lost. He would have still lost the fight. But for me, I still wanted to see how good you are as a coach for in-game adjustments. That's what I want to see. When it's getting rough and tough, that's when you show your skill. That's when you earn your money.
Can I say this? Could it be Earl's fault that his trainer couldn't max out? Because if you're not able to, if you're not able to spar, get your timing. See, now that was the first thing they said. We had no timing. Okay, right. If you're not sparring regularly, now you gone 16 months. You gotta get at least 12 rounds of some solid sparring in. You understand what I'm saying?
He wasn't sparring people at Terence Crawford's level. That's the problem. They probably picked up somebody that he was already used to. You know,
I'm telling you, bro. With him, when he commented on his grill being the way it is from the accident. Yeah. I don't think he's sparring at that level, period.
See, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that might not. Now we on Derrick James' helmet right now, but at the same time, Derrick James probably over there like, yo, the man can't show me where he at right now. I can only pass. I can only, you know what I mean? Like, and then. You know, with the glitz and glamour side of the game, are they really in the camp and in the gutter like that, going over tape? Really,
you brought up a good point because the layoff. What people don't understand is, again, one of the best timers in boxing. I don't know where Tree went. Hopefully, he can jump back on. But one of the best timers in the game is Bivol. And I remember when Bivol went 15 months without fighting, and he fought Craig Richards. It took him about 5 rounds for him to get his timing. He lost the first 3-4 rounds. Yeah. Timing takes so long to get back. So you're right, Blunt. If you ain't been sparring and you ain't fought for so long, you're right. That timing ain't coming. It's gonna take you a while to come, and especially when you're fighting a southpaw, you ain't used to fighting. Because what southpaw is Errol Spence for?
I can't, bro. I'm telling you, when I say I be seeing these little subtle things. Now, this is in defense of Derrick James, the same way I came in defense of Keith Thurman earlier the week. I'm gonna defend Derrick James on this particular topic. You can't dump pile on him like that too much because, again, like I said, if he's unable to mold the clay because it's kind of drying up, is that Derrick James' fault? You know what I mean?
Vlog, I'm glad you said that. Let me get in the comments because I want to get the one comment and I got a question off of that. Big shout out to Boxing Learner. He said, "What's up?" Big shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you as always. Toshi in the building. Big shout out to
Toshi, Mr. Viral. Is that Mr. Viral?
Yes, sir. Toshi said, "What is up? I feel as if Crawford would win anyways, but how much do you think of Earl Spence
We'll get into
inactivity
that.
played into his performance? We're gonna get to that in a second, bro. I don't know who this guy is, but he ended up in my live. But anyway, Toby said, "Shout out for me, bro." This is what I want to get to. Big shout out to my guy Toby. He said, "I told y'all Spence is mentally not well." So I'm gonna ask this question. So number one, we're gonna go to Toshi's question. Was the inactivity an important part of Spence not having his time and then him looking the way he's looking? Or
Yes.
and the second question is this: with Spence, do you think that he was off mentally because of the car accident?
No, nope, nope,
Nah, I
nope,
don't think he was
nope.
off because of that car accident because he was ready to go. He was talking that good trash, you know what I'm saying? And
Can hold up. Let me tell you something real quick, Tree. I understand that, and I'm on the same skate as you, but there's a certain face you put out. And if it's some shit going on, it's some shit going on regardless. That shit is still, you know what I mean? The Mo 3 situation, break up in this little crew and baby mamas and who sleeping with who type stuff. Bro, we seen Tiafimo going through the same sort of stuff. It affected his performance. He showed up and went to work, and that's a good salute to him. You understand what I'm talking about? But at the same time, we as human beings got to understand real life will come into play at the job.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But why I disagree with that, Blunt, I apologize because it wasn't like Errol Spence didn't perform at the level we've seen him perform. It's just that he just done everything we expected him to do, and what he done wasn't good enough, and he didn't make no adjustments.
What I'm saying to that, Shane, I'm equating it to not being able to really plan, not being able to really, you know what I'm saying, get your calculus on it and break this algebraic problem down, because this dude is a problem. So
but I don't think they respected him that highly going into the fight, because
you got a lot of other shit going on, bro. That's a lot going on, bro. That's a lot, bro. Baby mamas and crew members and who land with who and
Caleb Plant slapping the shit out of Jamal Charlo.
Hey,
can we switch up the topic now? Hold on,
let me run through these comments real quick. But big shout out to Toby. He did message me and he kind of called what was going to happen. My guy Sadiq in the building. He said, "What's up, YG? I see you, Deke. What's going on, bro? Hit me up, man. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up." Let me run through these real. God damn. Let me run through these. Chris G. Big shout out to my boxing son, Chris G. You said Charlo can't expect the Canelo payday not fighting Canelo. So in order for him to fight again, he has to take less money fighting Bud. Not like Canelo opponents refuse to fight afterwards. As far as Charlo's concerned, like I mean, his next two fights is lined up. It's Canelo and then it's Bud. Like those are his next two fights. Like you feel what I'm saying?
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Why
would you say it's Canelo and Bud and he about to become undisputed for the second time? So he just gonna make this. I'm gonna go back to one. Who? Where's a bunch of owls in this joint now? I thought it was some black brothers in here.
What's that? Hold up. What's that? 58 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a stamp.
I thought it was some brothers in here. I just looking around for feathers and shit. but no, what I'm saying is, why do y'all just have that ink and stone that he gonna fight Bud at 154 when he just got disrespected and stripped of a belt? So ain't he going up and about to make history? I mean, about to make history.
You think it's gonna be Canelo?
Bro, come on. Just like I know boxing, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. At some point, the greatest lose. Ali lost. So at some point, Canelo's gonna lose. This is the reason why he avoided. Let me finish. Let me cook. This is the reason why he don't want to fight brothers in the first place.
But I want to get back to this undisputed thing, though. Where is he going undisputed at, bro?
At 168. They fight at 168. Undisputed. What you talking about?
He thinks Charlo's going to beat Canelo. That's what he's saying.
Thank-
Charlo's gonna beat Canelo.
I can break it down.
So
when
is
we get
Canelo
closer to
technically
the
putting all his straps up?
Yeah,
he-
this is undisputed versus undisputed, but they're technically gonna let him keep the title until after the fight or until the fight bell rings, and then he's gonna technically be stripped.
So
But
why
until the day of the fight?
Okay, so I'll meet you in the middle of the street like I usually do. So let's just say he beats Canelo, then it'll be a rematch with Canelo. I'll give you that. But if he loses to Canelo, which I think he will,
let me go here. Let me go here.
The next fight.
Now, Bud gonna sit around and wait for him to get his weight right. Nobody's gonna go from 168 in the same year, 14 months, 16 months, be like, yo, I'm going back down 154 and fighting the top dude on the planet. It's not gonna happen.
For that money.
Okay, hold up. Now I can use that
too.
same argument when I say Bud will go to Australia for that money. For that money.
I don't think that money's gonna be the same.
Bro.
Okay.
But
all
look,
right, you right. Y'all right.
Listen,
He's an A-side
check
fighter
this out.
now. When he's an A-side, there ain't no reason.
He was always an A-side fighter, bro. He was always an A-side fighter.
When you're an A-side fighter, there ain't no reason to put yourself in a position to be a B-side fighter. I did that myself. I was on a win streak. Next thing you know,
so hold up, bro. So I can't. Tree, you're wrong. Tree, you're wrong. Haney sacrificed the paycheck, the A-side, B-side situation for glory later. All of that's going to iron itself out when you know you're the A. It doesn't matter what the paperwork says.
I just don't think Bud will do it. I don't think Bud will do it.
How much?
In the position he is in right now.
How much is Australia going to pay for him to go over there?
Right.
I say at least 15.
Oh, he would be more than that.
No.
15 to 20. That's starting.
No.
That's starting.
Right. I don't know. I don't.
Zoo ain't getting 15 to 20.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Zoo ain't gonna get 15 to 20.
I don't think they're paying that money, bro.
Will Zoo take the cut to get the glory? See,
but
now y'all keep.
But I don't think Crawford's gonna get 15. If he got 15, then I'll go over and get that money. I don't even think he'll get 10.
He's not even gonna get 10.
I mean, they did excellent numbers that are for. There's got to be a reason why the WBO is forcing the strap without a fight to Tim Tszyu.
I'll tell you why.
There has to be a reason.
Go ahead, Shane.
Bro, I'll tell you why. Because they're basically telling you Canelo's losing. And bro, WBO don't make sanctioning fees from inactive belts. So this way, when Charlo does return, Charlo and Tszyu fight for undisputed,
But
and
they were already going to fight for undisputed before your boy fucked his hand up.
No, bro, not at the 154, not at 154, at 168.
No, I'm talking about Tim Tszyu and Charlo were in negotiations, training.
No. Okay, but let me ask you a question. If Charlo, let me show you why. If
Charlo was going down there, wasn't he?
No. What I was gonna say is, if Charlo didn't get stripped and he still kept that belt fighting Canelo, what you would have seen was, if he lost to Canelo, he would have just gone straight into the Crawford fight with or without the WBO. The WBO.
Now I support going straight into the but not straight into. I'm talking time. And is the time in between, because you going up to 168 and coming back down to 154 is not no overnight thing, not even for the most well-trained athletes.
I mean,
so,
Kell Brook
timing. That's what I'm saying, bro. Timing. Is the timing still going to ask for that fight, or are we going to be on the fight that should be there? Clear out the division. If you truly undisputed at 147, clear the division out. You got the opportunity. You on the other side of the street now. Clear the division out.
Tree,
I want to see him versus Boots.
Hold on.
Thank you. Clear the division out.
Hold on. Tree, watch this. Vlog, what's the main reason why Charlo not gonna fight at 54 no more?
Because he's going to be undisputed at 68. What are you talking about?
I just wanted to make sure you knew what you said earlier, okay?
I know what I'm talking about, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
I just wanted to double check.
Man, he cleaned out 154. He cleaned out 154. Now, I put a post up. I sent something to Shane about the ducks going on. it seemed like it's duck season. It really do. You got Haney sliding to 140.
Haney did not duck, bro. Haney did not duck, bro. Shakur ducked that fight.
It's just an uncooked duck.
Shakur
Because
don't
as
duck
soon as my
fight.
man came up to 135,
Stop it.
Yo, he
you
said
full
uncooked
on.
duck.
I'm just saying.
Let me
Stop it.
let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way real, bro. I'm with Devin all the way through, bro. What fighter gets offered 30%, which is a normal mandatory split, and asks for 50? You're pricing yourself out the fight. If we take it to purse bids, you're only gonna get 30 to 25. So why should I give you more and have all the belts? You've had one fight at 135, and all of a sudden you feel like you deserve 50-50. You didn't have to go Australia and win these straps. You didn't have to fight Lomachenko and win these straps. You didn't have to get email belt, then WBC franchise belt, then all of that. You didn't have to go through all of that. Bro, if you want this, take 30% or nothing. That's what I would do.
All right. Does that call for you to go to 140?
If it's making the most money, 100%.
Bro, that Prograis fight is not pay-per-view. It's not making the most money, bro. He could fight one of them boys from your backyard and make more money than fighting Prograis.
I heard Devin Haney. I heard Eddie Hearn paid him a bag for that fight. I'm not even gonna lie. From good sources, I heard he got paid a good bag.
That's why he didn't want to do no long term, because the long term situation wasn't right. So maybe Eddie had to up the bag to even get him back across the street.
You're right. You're probably right about that. But
even still, him going to 140, he's still going to get the bag though.
Because you can unify. It's wide open.
So my question:
it's a hard route. 140 way harder than 135. I'm gonna tell you that.
Shakur should have took that 75-25 and went in there and did what the fuck he said he was going to do.
That's my point.
I'm gonna tell you. But I'm gonna double down on what Shane said. Right, the fact that he's even getting an opportunity at undisputed when you only fought one time at that weight, and on top of that, Shakur outside of his hometown, he's not selling out. He's not selling out arenas. So what is Shakur bringing to the table outside of that old sparring back when they was kids?
A rivalry. That's bringing something to the table. Y'all both the young phenoms for our group right now.
Then take 30%.
So take the money.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have. I'm saying he almost turned Haney into a duck situation. With him not accepting the fight, Haney going to 140, it almost makes Haney look like he's ducking.
I hear that.
But what else? No, it actually makes Shakur look like he's ducking. That's how it looks.
Not when casuals don't look at the numbers the way we do.
Ain't no casuals on this podcast right now. I ain't trying to hear that shit from neither one of y'all. Ain't no.
No, I'm just talking about. I ain't talking about between us as rational boxing heads. I'm just saying an overall view of that situation.
I feel that because they're gonna look at it like, how you only offering him peanuts. I got you. I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
But 140 though, he got two bags that's possibly bigger than the Shakur bag at 140.
I mean, one of them's an easy strap as well. Rolly. That's an easy strap.
Man, bro.
That's an easy strap.
I can't even believe he got a belt. I don't even know who auntie is he laying up with. How did he get that belt, bro?
Hey, you see what he did to that old man?
Yeah. Hey, Tree, hold on. What was the name of that guy, yo? What was his name, yo?
What, the old dude?
Yeah.
Fam, I don't even know. That's crazy. I wish I had my other phone because I definitely would Google that real quick. I don't know.
Yo, they was clowning. They was like, he almost lost to an old dude.
Let's just quickly run through all these comments.
I'm gonna grab something to drink, man. Y'all cook.
Chris G. Plant certainly didn't make Canelo money his last two fights. Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna make the same money after you fight Canelo. My guy, Mr. Johnson, he said, "What it do? Big shout out to you, bro." Toby said, "I gotta work, but good to see y'all all discussing the good word of boxing. Big shout out to you, bro. Adrian, my man,
Guzman.
Joanne Guzman.
Oh, his name was Joanne Guzman.
Yo,
Yeah.
Guzman looked like somebody grandpop's grandpop. Like he
Hey.
just he like super old.
But he was
yo.
the banger though. That's what's crazy.
Oh no, he was winning that fight, bro. He was winning that fight for sure. Mr. Johnson said Earl didn't listen. Bro, you know, Mr. Johnson, listen. Earl didn't listen, but you got to look at it this way. We talked about it earlier, bro. When has Spence ever went into a fight with a plan B? His plan A is so dominant. I don't think he ever walked into the ring thinking that he might have to tap into a plan B. So I don't even think it was like him not listening. I just think he didn't walk into the ring with anything outside of what he usually do. You feel what I'm saying? That's the problem with having such a dominant style.
I felt like he didn't need anything else as well.
Exactly. He didn't need nothing else. He was going to go in there, do him, and win. And Crawford went in there and was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And he has the versatility to think like that. Spence don't have that versatility.
I want to get to a comment, bro.
I got you.
Really want to
run it. I'm going to run through it.
It's from Mr. Johnson. I want to
Okay, I got you. Chris G says Spence probably should have sparred Boots. That would be a great guy to prepare for Crawford. Laughing. That's funny. Mr. Johnson said, name one fighter that spars at the level of his opponent.
You don't have to spar to the level.
Mimic. It's a mimic.
That's what I was gonna say. Tyson Fury is probably the best person at picking sparring partners. He will just pick someone who's going to give me the same dimensions and the same style. We could clearly see that looked like the first time Errol Spence had fought a southpaw before. Let's keep it real. It did not look like Errol Spence has ever fought a southpaw in his life, because this dude was not. His foot placement was off the whole fight.
But you know the sad thing about that, yo, you have there's a size difference, but I'm like, you have who's that? Yo, there's a size difference, but I'm like, you got a southpaw in your camp.
Who's that?
Frank Martin.
Oh,
you got a southpaw in your camp, like literally in your camp. So I don't even understand like what. I don't even understand, bro. Like I don't even understand. Like he should be sparring all southpaws. Frank Martin should be giving him whatever looks he needed in camp. So I don't even understand it, bro. But it's not about the level of opponent, because the level of opponent is not gonna go spar. Let's make that clear. You're gonna get a guy that's gonna mimic, yeah. So Chris G, he said Tevin Farmer said his timing was so bad after 3 years out the ring.
Timing's the hardest thing to come back.
But see, and Chris G, Tevin Farmer has a style where he's putting multiple things together. That's one of the hardest styles to actually bounce off of a layoff with. Is a guy with a Tevin Farmer type style, because he fights in a variety of ways. When
Tevin Farmer was at his best was when he first signed to DAZN, and he was fighting every 3 months.
Yeah, he was cleaning everybody out because he was so sharp. Chris G, he said he was vintage Spence against Danny and Ugas. Both were after long layoffs, 1 year plus, no excuses then. That's why I said I'm like, but Danny Garcia is not Bud, and neither is Ugas.
That's what I was gonna say. Neither one of those dudes are puzzles. Neither one of those dudes are puzzles.
Nah, if they a puzzle, is a 2-piece. It's a 2-piece puzzle. You know what I'm saying? It's a straight 2-piece. Clarence McLean in the building said, yo, salute my people. Big shout out to you, bro, man. He be holding it down in the morning too, man. Big shout out to Clarence McLean, man. Mr. Johnson, Canelo already lost twice, so he can lose again. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible.
And I want Charlo to win.
I want Charlo to win the fight. Like, let's be clear. I'm rooting for Charlo. I'm rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? Second Ezra in the building, man. He said, peace to the boxing family. Big shout out to you, family. L Dub the Plizzug in the building, man. Big shout out to L Dub. Said, what's good? What's good with you, bro? Sure. Second Ezra said Shakur should have taken the 25%. I agree,
bro.
I agree. Oh, this was his name.
Yeah.
Ishmael Barroso.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He, man.
That's a triple OG in the building, boy.
Man, that G is infinity. It's just G's all
Man.
through.
Man.
Straight up. Mr. Johnson said
That needle, that was Blunt's school teacher, bro.
Man, trying to teach me Spanish. I couldn't get that shit.
Yo, that's funny. Mr. Johnson said Earl said before the fight he was just going to listen to James. Well, the thing about it is you're not gonna beat a guy like Bud just listening to your trainer and that's it. Like it has to be other elements to it because you got to listen to your trainer, and then you have to be smart enough to make the end game adjustments while you're in there.
Can we all put our hands up and say though, in order for Errol Spence to win this fight, he would have needed assistance from Bud.
Did I not say that before the fight?
You did say that before the fight.
I said he's gonna need assistance from Bud.
And let's keep it
real. Are you trying to say that Bud would have had to make a mistake?
Yeah,
he would have to fight.
Yeah, he would have had to make a mistake because he was on point, man.
But Bud would have to not be at his A game for Errol Spence to win that fight.
Right.
Period.
Oh, yo, hold on. I gotta ask y'all this. If Spence's next fight is Tim Tszyu, who wins the fight?
If Spence's next fight is Tim Tszyu,
I'm gonna have to say Tim Tszyu because Spence ain't in after a devastating knockout and beatdown like that, man. And I'm talking about the whole world knows about this, man.
Hey, Tree, can I tell you why I asked that question, bro? Can I tell you why I asked that question? There's a lot of people saying that Spence was looking the way he was looking because he just was at 147 too long. So I figure I'll throw that question out there for the people that honestly
I actually might have. And I'm going to get crucified for this. But if you actually think about it, even before the Terence Crawford fight, I don't think that's a good fight for Errol Spence first at 154 because he's naturally used to fighting everyone bigger and stronger than him. This will be the first fight he's ever fought who is bigger. Like, I don't know if you guys know, bro. Tim Tszyu is significantly bigger than Charlo. So he will be significantly bigger than Spence. That come forward pressure style ain't working against Tszyu. You'd have to find something else to do because Tim Tszyu is physically huge. Bro, Tim Tszyu's like the same size as Jarrett Hurd, but he's just like a truck. So for me, I wouldn't even have wanted him to fight Tim Tszyu in his first fight.
Bro, I just wanted to.
Can I say this?
Yeah,
I mean, I got a different answer for you. If you see what happened to Jarrett Hurd, being a truck, you want to stand there and get pounded on. You ain't got the diversity to move around, to do anything to defensive against somebody just keep hammering on you. You just your door's gonna get dented. Are you
saying what I think you're saying?
I think Spence has a solid chance with some decent time off to beat this dude at 154.
I do as well. I just said I wouldn't recommend that for his first fight at 154.
I mean, but at this point, you're not taking no cupcakes to introduce yourself to.
What's a good fight at 154 for him? What's a good fight for Spence? Period. Coming back.
The only fight is pay-per-view. It has to be pay-per-view worthy. It's a pay-per-view fight. I respect
that, but who?
So I'm saying Tim Tszyu is an excellent fight. I recommend that fight before I say Bud drops the straps. I need to see Bud against the best fighter to ever be born. I need to see it. I'm giving him his kudos at 147. At 147.
He just proved his point. Why does he have to clear out the whole division now? He just proved his point.
I want to see him fight.
Because let me say this, Tree. Let me answer Tree. Let me answer Tree. Boots always been around for the past 5 years. Boots been there. 7 years. Let's go back 7 years. Boots been there. This just a guy that's been avoided.
Tree, I'm glad you on because you're sparking.
Boots has been avoided, but I'm man, he's going. I seen
Boots should be Neo.
What is Boots gonna bring? What can Boots bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? That's what he's gonna say. He said, "What is he gonna bring to the table?" That's what.
No, but you know what? Hold up. He has the support of the promotion. He's a promotional base.
But Blunt, do you know why that excuse won't work?
What excuse? It's not an excuse.
No. I'm saying it in agreement with you. You know why Crawford can't say what does Boots bring to the table because he would be a hypocrite because he was blackballed by PBC saying that you're on the other side of the street, you don't bring nothing to the table, I got all the straps here, you want to see me, you got to prove yourself. He can't say that to Boots now because he'll be a hypocrite.
Well,
Best
yeah,
fight the best.
Can
Go
I
and
say
fight
this
Boots.
also? He can't go anywhere. I don't care what that prime, all that on his neck. That shit is trash. That shit ain't work. I don't know what the hell they was thinking with that. So he could take that prime chain off. You got to go through Showtime pay-per-view to get them money, to get that money, bro.
that was Tree old chain, yo. He let Bud borrow that shit. Yo. That was Tree old chain.
Did you notice he was drinking Prime? And then I think he got a sponsorship from Prime, so he made the change.
Yeah.
I meant as far as that streaming service where they were supposed to have Bud and Demetrius and that shit is trash, bro.
So
no, if we don't see Crawford versus Charlo, I want to see Crawford versus Boots.
I don't want to see if Bud is gonna fight at 47, it has to be Boots and nobody else. I'll definitely say that. And this is a real. I want all y'all to get in on this. Does Boots beat that Crawford that was in there last week?
What did you say?
No.
Does Boots beat the Crawford that showed up last week?
No.
Of course. Well,
No.
based on evidence, no.
I don't.
No.
If that Crawford shows
You
up,
guys don't
Boots
have
loses.
foresight. You guys don't think in. This is Neo we talking about. This dude is the Matrix, so you have to think in a Matrix mindset.
Oh my God.
You have to
How am I
think
supposed to do that?
this dude.
Boots' problem. You know Boots' problem.
Yo, you playing regular checkers and he playing Chinese chess. I'm telling you, bro.
Let me tell you what Boots' problem is. He's used to fighting fighters that don't think. So that's his problem. He's never fought a thinking fighter. So when you fight someone who is high speed chess is only good when you're playing against another high speed chess player. Jaron Boots Ennis is always 5 steps ahead of his opponent, and it makes it even worse when he's got the athleticism. One thing we do know is Boots will be more competitive than Errol Spence because Boots has different styles. So it's going to take Terence Crawford longer to figure out the timing. However, what we don't know is when it starts getting difficult, what does Boots do? Does Boots crumble? Does Boots quit? Does Boots turn around and run? You know, we don't know what's in Boots' side. We don't know what's inside here for Boots because he's never had that tested. I assume Boots has got a heart of a lion, but until I see it,
Man,
I don't
this
know.
dude from the city, bro. We
and
born
mind
like we stupid that way. You got hit us with an anvil.
But mind you, bro, the question is,
you can't tell me that, Blunt, because I
Beats-
saw, and I love Stephen Fulton cross my heart, yeah. But I saw once he felt that power, that dude left his gloves in the dressing room. That dude said, "I ain't throwing nothing. This is all defense." Today.
No, that's a dude. That's a dude that didn't understand. I think they got there too late. He had jet lag. That man had jet lag. They just got off the plane. He was still trying to get his luggage, and they like, "Yo, they rolling out the carpet, man. We got to get to the fight." Because that was not the Fulton we know.
Nigga said they're trying to get his luggage.
I'm just saying, bro, that wasn't the Fulton we know, so there had to have been a little hiccup with the timing, I think. And that's a long ways to go to fight. So, you know what I mean? Salute to him for taking the fight. And I need to see test results. You know what I mean? I need public test results. That's Japan.
Vlog,
Huh?
when did he get out there? When did
He got out there like that morning, bro. Like that morning, bro.
How did that happen, Vlog?
I don't know, bro. I think it was a hiccup with the ticket. They had got him coach. He was like, y'all supposed to be going first class.
He got set up, bro. That's some B-side shit right there.
I'm telling you, bro. Because, I mean, Fulton, And to me, even in seeing the power, he would have been better defensively. He was not good defensively.
He was
And
horrible.
we know him to, yeah. I mean, he's been accepting a lot of body shots in the past few years, especially with the upper echelon fighters that he's been going against, but he's been defensively sound up top, not catching that money shot from anybody. He caught the money shot early and often. So I don't know, bro. I can't call that. I just try to say got there late.
Hey, the airplane definitely played a pro to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro. They had.
No way.
I heard they had to refuel up in the sky. So they was, I heard they had to come bring emergency plane to put some more fuel on that motherfucker, so they fell in the ocean or something. He's worried for his life. He had,
that is a stamp, bro. That is a stamp.
I'm just saying, bro. It had you gotta get this Fulton, man. This
so
cool
much,
boy, bro.
I swear to God,
had
I
him
miss
something.
this shit, bro.
Yo,
I miss this shit so much, bro. I swear to God.
bro. That,
I don't know,
he
bro.
said they had
I'm
to
just.
refuel in the air.
I don't know. I had him in something, bro. That was not the Fulton we used to. I don't know. Just like when you seen Spence, it was Spence was off. To me, it was no sparring. You didn't have no sparring over the past 12 months. Yeah, of course, your timing is shot, bro. It could have been.
What do you guys think? You guys think Spence should take the rematch?
No.
Nah.
I don't think Bud is even going to offer it because he dominated. There's no point.
No, I'm hearing it's going to be neurological. They're going to go the neurological route.
What you mean?
Oh, neurological.
Neurological.
Can I speak on that real quick, yo?
No, the doc was up there. He was worried about him.
First of all, that wasn't Earl Spence fucking personal physician, yo. Let me get that clear, yo. Like that, like how you get a random guy? You don't even know if it's a doc. Like, to be honest with you, like he just gets good as like, yo, I looked at the screen and he was his neurologicals was all messed up. I'm like, who is
no? They checked his certification for that and let him hit the link.
Where you see the certification, blood?
He had it in his watch. It was like a certified online doctor.
Where did he go? Evening school, blunt.
He went to night school. He went
to night school. He went to night school. He went to night school like 1, 2 in the morning. The only person in the class. But nah, that's weird though, because it's got to be an excuse not to get the rematch.
But all I'm saying is, if he does have neurological problems, then I'm even more pissed off at Derek James because he should have taken him out of that fight.
Where was this doc after the Garcia fight?
Right?
Where was this doc after the Ugas fight?
Right?
Maybe they were there, but they didn't need him.
Hold on, but that was closer to the car.
Maybe the doctor was there, but they didn't need him.
Yeah, they need him now because they know the match. Since it was contractually in there, the public knows it. If we don't see it, what's the reason? So now you got a built-in reason.
So if Errol Spence doesn't fight Crawford, who does he fight next?
Yo, the doc went to an online school, bro.
He fights Tim Zoo.
He went to a school. He went to an online school, bro.
Hey, his own school. He registered.
Errol Spence fight
Tim Zoo.
I think Errol Spence should go fight Furman. Go get that easy work. That's what I would do. Thurman
got Shields issues. Thurman got Shields issues.
Smart, though, Shane. Hey, that's real smart. Keith Thurman is good because he been barking up everybody's tree. That'd be a good bounce back fight for us.
That's an easy work because Keith Thurman is done. He just want to bag. That's it.
Are you paying for that?
1 second. It is not one time. It is not run time. It is done time. Over. Done time.
Are you paying? All I can say is this is a pay-per-view level guy we talking about. Are you paying for Spence Thurman at this point?
People pay for that. People will pay for that.
People will pay for that. And
sounds like a yes.
1 second. I think people will pay for that more now because Errol Spence lost. Because
Yeah.
before they saw it as a one-sided beatdown, now they actually might give Keith Thurman a chance.
Do you think that's a
That's
competitive
true.
fight? You think it's a
Now I think
competitive fight?
Thurman gets dusted. Thurman is done, bro. Thurman is done. I think, Clarissa Shields beats Thurman.
You are
Hey,
disrespectful.
Shane, you real
You are
disrespectful,
disrespectful.
Bro, oh my
Shane.
life. If Keith
Bro.
Thurman has one, wait. If Keith Thurman has one hand, he beats Clarissa Shields with one hand.
Yes,
Bro, I'll bet all of you guys, bro.
bro. Shane.
Yes,
Shane.
one
This a
hand.
grown ass
Shane.
man, bro.
That's a grown man,
yo,
bro.
What shot is he gonna win with?
Shane,
the jab.
we're not Shane.
Shane, because you took that with her,
Shane.
you need to stop.
Shane,
Bro, I'm
hold
being
on,
dead
yo,
serious, bro. He's got one hand.
A tree.
Yeah.
Shane got jet lag. I know he.
No,
just got
bro.
off the
But
plane,
no.
I know he
No.
just got
You
off the
aren't
plane.
giving me technicals, bro. Why does he beat her?
Because he's a man. That's
Yeah.
No,
it.
but he's got
That's
one
all I
hand.
got. Nigga, I'll beat that bitch ass.
Right.
And I ain't
got one
boxed
hand.
in 15 years, 20 years. I ain't boxed. And I'm 52 and I'll beat that bitch ass. You know why? Because I'm a man.
You're not understanding. If you can only block with one hand and you can only throw with one hand, how are you going to win? Because you can only throw with your lead jab. That means you can't knock me out because you're not going to knock me out with a jab. So that means all I need to do is just be active because you can only block with one hand. If one hand's tied behind your back.
Are you really hypothetically arguing a one-handed fight? Like
That's what they said. One hand tied behind his back. If one hand's tied behind your back.
Listen. That's what a good fella would do. He would play it off. He wouldn't take it as the disrespect it should be taken as. Bitch, what the fuck is you talking about? Who the fuck is you talking to? I need to take you out the back and show you what it really is. Fuck the gloves and the cameras and all of that. Stop talking like that. Stay in a woman's place. Stop that, bro. Don't support this.
I'm telling you
Don't
this
do that,
now,
bro.
I don't care what no one says, yeah. If I fight a 12-year-old with one hand behind my back, it is very difficult to defend yourself, bro. It's impossible.
But if you're fighting a 12-year-old, you're not going to hit him with everything you have because you know you can hurt him.
But you got one hand tied behind, bro. Blunt, go tie one hand behind your back and try and fight, bro. How are you gonna defend yourself? How do you defend yourself with one hand tied behind your back?
I'm gonna move my
movement.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that.
Let me tell you something. Let me finish. Movement and let the stupid broad with the big mouth run into something.
Right?
Okay.
Let the stupid broad with the big mouth run right into something.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Movement. So he's gonna use movement against someone who's got longer reach, who's for me has the only thing that they have parallel.
You know what? I'll let her punch me in the face just to get in range so I can knock her dentures out. I will let her punch me in the face just to get in range so I can knock her dentures out.
What are you gonna knock her out with, Blunt? What shot?
My free hand. It don't matter. Overhand, uppercut.
It can't be a free hand if it's your lead hand, bro.
If you can position yourself when you get close, you can turn your lead hand to your offhand.
Bro, man, you guys are talking like Keith Thurman's cracking. Keith Thurman ain't cracking, bro. Keith Thurman ain't.
He cracking. Shane, he cracking women. I guarantee you, he cracking women.
No way, bro.
I'm not finna send my broad out there. I ain't finna send my broad out there.
I'll keep it real, bro. I'm keeping it, bro. If the fight happens, I got 100 on it. I'll bet you both. I'll bet you all three of you 100.
He said as soon as the fight happens, yo, we are in a transitional world, and this is something that these folks are probably trying to put together. This is terrible.
Bro, you know why? Honestly, Keith Thurman will beat Clarissa Shields normal. But when you have what you guys don't understand is when you have a arm tied behind your back, your body posture isn't even the same.
He's taking this literally. The man was playing, Shane. Don't take that literally, bro. Don't do that, bro.
So you guys can fight with the arm tied behind your back.
I can handle myself. I'm good.
I can handle myself. You're not gonna run up on me that easy. I guarantee you that.
Because I'm gonna be more alert now because I only got one hand. So you
got one hand, exactly. My chin tuck gang. First of all, my chin tuck gang gonna be high level. Chin tuck, eyes up,
bro.
My shoulder gang gonna be bonkers.
Right?
burgers, and I'm letting you run into whatever you want to run into. I'm letting you run right into it. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, bro. If I was Clarissa Shields and if I was fighting Keith Thurman, I would fight off the back foot the whole fight. Tell this nigga to come walk into something.
Shane, look. Shane was in the gym when she was beating up them Uber drivers. And she told them all, "Don't touch me." So Shane was in there like,
Bro, you know why I'm saying this, yeah? Because I'm not going on anything technical. I just know how hard it is to keep a posture with an arm tied behind your back. It's very hard to keep a defensive posture with an arm tied behind your back.
why you let him do this, Jeff?
I'm gonna make this one statement, and I'm skating off this because I actually want to get into something that we forgot to talk about. Shane, you got to realize, like, Clarissa Shields ain't knocking the hoes out.
But I'm not saying she's gonna, bro. I'm not saying she's gonna knock him out.
No,
but,
I'm not.
But Clarissa Shields can throw 100 punches around. You can't throw 100 punches around because you only got one hand.
No, I understand that.
I only need to throw one.
But your hands are tied behind your back. That's what I'm trying to say.
But Shane,
you can't generate leverage with her arm tied behind your back.
Hey Shane, but she's not even hurting a lot of these chicks. Though.
She don't need to, bro. I'm just saying, without you can't defend yourself with one hand tied behind your back.
Now, hold on. Now, I know you believe one time is done time, but he is one of the he's one of the few dudes to legit rock Sean Porter, and he got one of the more solid chins in the sport.
Has he ever been stopped? He's never been stopped.
No, he hasn't.
How is she going to stop him?
I didn't say she's going to stop him. She's going to outwork him.
How is she even going to make it interesting if he's never been stopped?
She'll throw 100 punches around.
Elite men.
Like he normally does. She throws 100 punches around. He can't throw 100 punches around because he's got one hand.
Answer me this, Shane. In those, real quick, Jeff, before you kick this convo where it should be to the curb. If she's throwing 100 punches at some point in time, will she not even leave herself open to a man with one hand? Will she
and a man that has no punch power. A man that has no punch power. And he can't generate any leverage.
Hey, am I wrong, Tree? Does he have a 50% knockout ratio? Or is he a little lower, around the 40s?
No, it's about
40 still nasty.
It's about 48%, somewhere around there.
Anywhere from 45 to 50 still nasty. And he's going to... Man, you gonna put her dentures in the upper deck.
And with that, how much of that was
Mortal Kombat
behind his back? How much of that was?
He gonna be like, he gonna be like,
funny thing. I genuinely believe, yeah.
Bob and weave to your uppercut. Bob and weave way in behind your back. Bob and weave to the uppercut and knock her dentures, braids, knock a little beads, the little shells that they be putting in their hair, knock a little shells.
I'm glad you guys are talking because if this fight happens, I'm putting money on shows. I don't care.
Yo, I gotta move on, man. We should talk about. I gotta move on, bro.
I'm putting money on shoes. I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Chris G said Barroso was easily beaten Rolly. Yeah, that's a fact. Second Ezra said it looked like Spence was cutting weight during training camp. Yeah, of course. He got to Vegas before Bud did. Chris G, Boots is definitely more competitive than Spence. Yeah, just off the style alone. Yeah. Second Ezra, Boots versus Thurman in the winner fights Crawford.
That's too much. Stop.
He mops Thurman.
Bro, Thurman is
just stop, bro. Why y'all keep trying to send this dude through this weak ass gauntlet? He's already proven himself. The dude has like a 90% knockout ratio. He's already proven he can do it early, mid, late. He's ambidextrous with the knockouts. So you can get it left, right. You can get it off the back foot. It
what
don't
happened
matter.
What happened to you when he fought? What happened to when he fought European dude?
What European dude?
The guy that came with his dancing shoes.
Oh, you talking about on the tank card? You talking about on the tank card?
Yeah.
You'll get anomalies in there. You know what I mean? You don't get to everybody. It can happen to the best. And he had an off night, probably had a little situation with the female at the house. You know how they get on your nerves. You gotta go to work. You ain't really concentrating at the job. You know what I mean? Things happen. It happens. It's life.
Yo, Chris G, Spence walks around the same weight as Canelo between fights. Spence
Hell
walks
no.
around 180.
Hell
And
no.
Crawford walks around 160s.
Canelo walks around 200 pounds.
Yeah, he a little mini. He walk
When
around
he's on that Reynoso pack, bro, he's walking around at 210. That nigga's looking like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he like a mini fridge and shit. Like
For real.
Chris G. Crawford is contractually obligated to give Spence a rematch, I believe. So if Spence won it, Crawford has to give it to him. So
but it's until the end of the year. It's until the end of the year.
Yeah. Second Ezra said that doctor lost money. Yo, his certificate is in Blunt's bedroom right now, yo.
I just got it in the mail from the printing company. I got to get it to him. He got to hit me up, man.
Chris G said PBC quack doctor. Yeah, I'm like, man, I ain't see the dude face. I ain't see no certificates, no nothing. He just with a voice like, yeah, he got neurological problems. I'm like, he probably had money on Spence. That's probably the real issue. He had some bread on Spence. Second Ezra, Shane must be hanging out in Kensington. Yo, that's funny. Kensington, Shane. Kensington is the place where everybody walks around and zombies on drugs and shit.
Oh,
that's for that Clarissa Shields shit you were talking.
Bro, I'm just being honest, bro. Tree. I'm surprised by you specifically because you're a boxer, bro. You understand how hard it is to keep a defensive posture with one hand tied behind your back, and I don't mean tied behind your back, physically tied behind your back. It's hard to keep a defensive posture.
No, it's not. I just showed you. Keep your guard, bob, weave.
That is not a defensive posture, bro. Because you have to walk with that posture as well. You have to walk in that same posture.
I'm still on my angle. I'm keeping my eye on you. I'm sliding anything you throwing. I'm gonna get close and I'm gonna hit you with this uppercut. The only shot I can really get some solid leverage on to get power, and I'm gonna dip into it and I'm knocking her, bro.
So every time you throw an uppercut, bro, your face is wide open.
I only need one. This a female I'm talking about. I only need one.
You're talking about a female that's slick, bro.
That I only need. She's still a female. She's still a female. She didn't get that record fighting dudes. If she got that record fighting dudes, your argument would be so valid. She didn't get that record fighting dudes. She got that record fighting dudes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. I feel like I could beat Furman if he's got one hand tied behind his back, bro. And I'm not a professional fighter.
But this is a situation of if you try to fight a female on the street, who's gonna win? In the end of the day, it's always gonna be a male because we're built as a male.
100%. But I guarantee you, bro, unless I can kick this shit out of a woman, I can't win a fight with one hand tied behind my back, bro.
I can. I'm telling you,
I can't. I just showed you how you can. Simple as pie, bro. I just showed you.
Put me in the ring with any fighter other than Wilder.
I fight southpaw, so I'm gonna take my power hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna slide, tucking my chin, and I'm bobbing and weaving my back through all your nonsense. Cause I know you ain't got no power. You only stop 2 females. So I'm bobbing and weaving through all of those powder puff punches you throwing, and I'm gonna get close, and I'm gonna wind into this uppercut, and I'm sending your shit to the upper deck.
I'm saying this, yeah. I put me in there with everyone other than Tank, Beterbiev, and Wilder, and I'm beating every pro with one hand tied behind their back.
Shane,
because, bro, you got one hand tied behind your back, you can't beat me, bro. I just need to pivot. Bro, all I need to do is pivot to the side your hand ain't there, and you can't beat me. How are you going to throw your shot? If you're a right hand tied behind your back, I'm going to pivot to my right. If you're left hand tied behind your back, I'm going to pivot to my left. How do you win? How can you win?
Shane.
You can
Shane,
also put your
blood
hand
Shane.
down, get close, muscle your
Shane.
opponent with that dead shoulder. I'm in there. Bitch, get in this corner, bitch. Get in this corner, bitch. I'm about to step back and beat this bitch with an overhand. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna try to kill this heifer up in here, man. You don't understand. Bitch, you don't be out here playing with my name like that, bitch. I'm trying to tell you. I'm beat this bitch like a pimp chasing after his money. I'm trying to tell you. You're disrespectful in here with this shit.
What's that, an hour 44? That's a stand.
I'm just saying, man, you gotta be
man.
respectful. Stop talking. Why did she do this? It's because she lost her dude, because Jeff just told me she had lost. We on some TMZ shit, man. I didn't know the dude that left.
What? She what?
Because she told that nigga happy birthday today.
Wait, what did you
That's what I'm saying, bro. She out here.
I was like, damn,
what did
I
you
was like, I
just
didn't know
say?
you was you got disengaged. That's crazy.
Yeah, she ain't with the dude no more. Now she out here tripping.
Tell me that, and I was in Vegas, and you didn't tell me that.
You should have been spitting your bars. Where your mouthpiece at, baby? You got to talk that up. Say, mommy, what's good with you? What you doing tonight? Whoop-de-woo.
I mean? Bro, I thought she was married. I didn't know she's not with that dude no more. Bro,
you ain't see no rings, did you? Was your eye checking for the rings? You got the check, baby.
Bro, I always see her with this dude. So if I knew that, bro, I would have been in there like, bro, I don't even know. I would have been sliding.
Shane would have been in the hotel room with one hand tied behind his back.
Like I'll be Thurman, baby. Give it to me.
Yo, I can't with y'all. Let me get through the rest of these, bro. Y'all got me crying over here, bro. Chris G said, bro, a journeyman male boxer who's 17-8, one draw with destroyed shields. Number 203rd ranked male tennis player beats the number 1 and number 2 female tennis player.
Ask that tennis player to win with one foot and see if he wins.
Yo,
why is he stuck on this shit, man? This dude said that shit as a gentleman.
Can I ask you guys a question? Yeah. Do you think, I'm genuinely being honest, do you think if you amputated Messi's foot, he would be a female woman football player? If you amputated his entire foot, you think he would win?
Hell no, because you need 2 legs to do that. To defend yourself against a female, you can do it with one hand. And it's probably the smartest thing to do so you don't look like the aggressor. So, Shane, you doing too much.
I believe what I believe, and you believe what you believe.
Yo, second answer says Shane new name is Meadow Shane. That's funny.
What's Meadow?
I'll explain it after the show, bro. Chris G said Keith Thurman has almost 70% knockout ratio.
Damn.
Okay, shit, that's higher than I thought.
Yeah, he said, have y'all not seen that guy who dislocated his shoulder and had one hand to fight and still won by KO? I did see that.
I have seen
that. That 2 fighters done it. Danny Williams, Isaac Chamberlain, a few fighters done it.
And knocked the dude out with the dislocated shoulder.
With the uppercut as well.
With the uppercut. With the uppercut. That vlog special. You know what I'm saying?
I told you. I got shoulder issues, so I know. That's your power. You know what I mean? You gotta bring it from up underneath.
He got a dead shoulder. Yo, second Ezra, he said, hey, yo, Shane Thurman will beat the brakes off you. Complete bullocks.
I don't believe
I love that. Bullocks.
Let's get into this last topic and close this thing out, man. Y'all got me crying, bro. Yo, Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo, the slap heard around Vegas. What's y'all take on that, bro?
But that's funny as fuck.
Bro, I didn't even see what was going on. All I heard was that Charlo put his hands on Caleb Plant, shoved him, and then that's when he slapped him in the face. But I get what you're saying, Vlog. It could be a good setup to set up for the next fight. You know, that could be what they're trying to do. Publicity. No, definitely.
So you're gonna make a guy take a full-blown slap in his face, just to set up a fight.
Shane, that nigga got benched. He didn't do nothing.
Bro, first of all,
Shane, that's a disrespect to any man. I'm beating the brakes off your motherfucking ass.
First of all, even a boxer is going to have a different reaction unless it's pre-designed, unless he's told, don't react. And he reacted like he wanted to react, but he didn't. You understand what I'm saying? You got to read the whole shit, bro. Body language tells you a lot.
Yeah, I think Charlo got warrants, yo.
It's got, again,
I think Charlo
maybe he do. Like, yo, if I hit this dude, he might follow, whoop-de-whoop. You know, I don't know. But when did he grab him in the face? Because he said, you don't touch my face like that.
That was before what we really seen on Facebook. And
that's my point. So this shit was set up. So if you're not slapping him at the time he grabbed your face, shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me.
Yo, that slap was so clean, though, bro.
Oh, my God. Hey, that was the same slap he tried to hit Canelo with. You noticed that? But Canelo moved out the way.
That slap, I don't know who had the mic on when that slap went down, bro. That slap sounded so clean. It sounded like
he caught him off guard. He didn't know when it was coming. He knew it was coming, but didn't know when. So it had to be as live as possible.
Blunt, you know what I'm wondering? Why the hell did that nigga have the camera on in the first place? Because Caleb Plant came out of nowhere. That camera shot was amazing. That camera angle was amazing.
Was nice, bro.
That camera angle was amazing.
Yo, who was following them that closely in that part of the arena?
It
wasn't
there was nothing there. Why would your camera randomly be in the perfect
spot? WWE, bro. The man named Arctic Cold as far as boxing.
Hey, Shane, how you get hit with a lead right hook slap? Like what?
For real.
Like that's
that was a left. That was a left. Hitting with a left.
The way Caleb Plant been slapping in these fights, boy, his slap and his punch might be the same power.
For real.
Man, that pillow hands, dude. This Darrell was done before that fight. Yeah, I ain't getting no credit. I don't want to hear nothing from that pillow hands backpedaling ass. Look. Oh, man, tell him I did good. Yeah, shit, your big man, I don't want to hear nothing from that dude, man. Show me when it counts, bro. Show me when it counts. Because when your belt was on the line, and you could have made history, you sold it like paper mache.
What did he
say? Apparently, Jamal instigated it before the camera started rolling. I heard the same thing.
I know what actually happened as well. I actually know what happened as well.
But no one caught that. So if you're saying that, like, that's just based off what they're saying. That's what he said. Don't put your hands in my face like that. So why you didn't defend his hands being in your face when his hand was coming to your face? That's the natural point that you defended. Bop, nigga, what you doing? Bop, nigga, what you doing?
All I know is
after he walked across the goddamn warehouse.
That camera
shit was lame. That shit was to make him look good. Because he was getting cold in these streets too.
Shout out to the cameraman. Like whoever the cameraman was.
No, shout out to Uncle Al and the whole marketing team, bro. They made him take an L. They made the dude take an L.
Let me ask you a question. If you're really trying to sell a fight, I'm not taking a free slap in my face just to sell a fight, bro.
I guarantee you that fight's gonna happen.
But you ain't working for Uncle Al either.
Promotion.
You ain't working for Uncle Al either.
What did he say, Blood? What did he say, Tree?
I said that fight is gonna happen, and that video right there alone is gonna be the headline of that fight. Watch, I promise you. Watch and see.
Bro, it's WWE, man. They was sitting down there with the McMahons and the whole promotional team from over there, and they said, "You know what? This is perfect."
So, Blood, you're gonna let a man slap you on your live channel to sell your channel?
Hell no.
I'm not built to chase the dollars like that. I already took my penitentiary chances. So any hands coming over here is getting naturally defended, and then I'm gonna up the stick on you quick. So don't even play with me like that. I'm not that dude. I'm broad daylight, no mask with it. I'm not that guy. So we don't talk about me like that. But in general, I understand it when you're contractually tied in. You haven't earned whatever money they've been giving you all this time. We gotta do something. We gotta put something together, man. What you gonna do?
Yeah, last comment.
Man, bro. I can't move out. I don't want to live in the pool house and and get kicked out the big house. Oh no, man, let that white boy slap me. I'll be over here in the corner.
Yo, that's comment, bro. Second Ezra, Caleb Plant is the greatest 6-round boxer of all time.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, we listen, man. I'm gonna be on here all night with y'all, man. I'm closing this joint out, man.
When we
going live
minutes in. Huh?
When we going live next?
Shit, when y'all we will talk about it after, get everybody's schedule and all that. But this one was, I needed this one, bro. I needed this one.
That was
fun. I needed it too.
Shane, give your social media, good brother.
I'm Shane the number 1.
Vlog, give him that social media, baby.
Man, Boxing First Vlog on the gram going crazy.
Yes, sir. Tree, give him that social media, good brother.
KOIA_515 IG.
Y'all know me all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5 Jeff TV, man. Shorts is coming up on this one. There's about like 10 different timestamps on this one.
Oh,
Man.
hilarious.
We about to stack them, bro. So on behalf of VP Shane, Boxing First Vlog, aka Blunt, my man Tristan Tree James, man. On behalf of the staff, man, we are out.